first joined Women Against Gun Violence over 10 years ago, I didn't have a personal story to share. I was lucky, but I also knew that the day would come when someone I knew or loved, someone in my family or a close personal friend, or someone in my community would be wounded or killed in a gun violence incident. And of course, that day came. It was inevitable because over 1,000 people a day in our country are impacted by gun violence. My day came 5 years ago when my dear friend Susan killed herself with a gun. I was the one that found her. I was the one that notified her family and friends. I was the one that packed up her belongings. And I tried to come to terms with what happened. And I'm still trying. What I decided to do with all my anger and grief over losing Susan was to find out what I and what we together could do to prevent suicide by gun. So in 2016, Women Against Gun Violence hosted Los Angeles City's first ever Suicide Prevention, Gun Violence Prevention Summit. With grants from the LA City Council members, we were able to bring in experts from around the country. And importantly, those experts were across disciplines. We brought together people who knew suicide and suicide prevention, and we brought together activists in the gun violence prevention community. Together, we were determined to come up with solutions for an epidemic that takes approximately 20,000 lives a year. One of the important outcomes of the summit was the importance of having suicide prevention information at the point of purchase in gun stores. And so in 2018, the LA City Council passed an ordinance that required that gun sellers and gun ranges do so. They needed, and now they do, post suicide prevention information at site of purchase. The exciting news is that in 2019, the city of Culver City passed a similar ordinance. And now, effective this past June, the state of California requires suicide prevention information be posted in all gun stores and ranges throughout the state. My local action mattered. The other day, I drove by the gun store where Susan purchased her gun, the gun she used to kill herself. And in the window of the door was the Women Against Gun Violence suicide prevention poster, the one we designed and distributed free of charge throughout Los Angeles County. One small step, and one small step in memory of Susan.